is a woman over the weekend who took it upon herself to research my family history in hopes of digging up some kind of a gotcha moment, a gotcha angle to validate illegal immigration and open borders. And what she found was really shocking, guys. She found that my family who came here in the 1800s from Norway and Germany, that they spoke Norwegian and German. Okay. And really what she did is prove that my family came here.
The idea that immigrants come over here and they don't know anything and they're dragging us down, because we all come from immigrants, including you, Tomi Lahren. She talks about low skills. What exactly are her skills?
Her second great-grandmother had been here for 10 years, yet spoke no English. Oh my gosh. 1930 census says Tomi's 3 times great-grandmother had been here for 41 years and still spoke German.
Daytime television has long been home to its fair share of heated debates and high drama, but every so often, a moment comes along that leaves everyone talking long after the cameras stop rolling. This was one of those moments. What started as a discussion about immigration policies between conservative commentator Tomi Lahren and The View co-host Sunny Hostin quickly escalated into an all-out fiery clash, one that touched on everything from ancestry and hypocrisy to the very definition of what it means to be American.
A woman over the weekend who took it upon herself to research my family history in hopes of digging up some kind of a gotcha moment, a gotcha angle to validate illegal immigration and open borders. And what she found was really shocking, guys. She found that my family who came here in the 1800s from Norway and Germany, that they spoke Norwegian and German. Okay. And really what she did is prove that my family came here.
Before we dive into the details, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the latest Hollywood drama, sizzling hot takes, and juicy debates that get the internet buzzing. Now, let's set the stage. Tomi Lahren is no stranger to stirring the pot with her unwavering stance on immigration. A vocal advocate for a merit-based immigration system, she fiercely defends the idea of legal immigration and comprehensive immigration reform. Her bold views have earned her both praise and criticism, making her a polarizing figure in the national conversation. On the flip side, Sunny Hostin has made it clear time and time again that her approach to immigration leans more toward compassion and empathy, challenging conservative narratives at every turn. It was only a matter of time before these two powerhouse women clashed. The spark was lit when Hostin, channeling her inner genealogist, brought up Lahren's family history. She pointed out that Lahren's ancestors, who immigrated to the U.S. from Norway and Germany in the 1800s, didn't even speak English when they first arrived, implying that Lahren's argument about modern-day immigration was hypocritical and inconsistent with her own heritage.
And to go that deep in your background, you have gotten under their skin to a level I didn't think was possible. What is it about you that bothers him so much?
Well, it's not just me, it's anybody who advocates for merit-based immigration or has an issue with open borders. And again, just like you said, they don't seem to understand that we, on the right,
What could have been a more measured, thoughtful discussion quickly spiraled into an emotional, high-stakes showdown. Lahren wasn't about to back down. Instead, she seized the opportunity to double down on her beliefs. My ancestors followed the legal process, she stated, emphasizing that they built their lives in America without relying on government assistance, a crucial distinction, in her view, between the past and the present. Hostin's move to dig into Lahren's family history wasn't just about policy anymore, it became deeply personal. While some applauded Hostin's attempt to expose what they saw as hypocrisy, others criticized it as a cheap shot that detracted from the larger issue at hand: how to address the complex immigration challenges of today.
I do believe that the immigration crisis of today is apples to oranges from what it was in the 1800s when immigrants came to this country legally, were documented, worked for themselves, asked for nothing, and built a life and a family. That has nothing to do with the illegal immigration crisis of today that we...
As the debate evolved, it became a complex battle over whether today's immigration policies could even be fairly compared to those of the 1800s. On the surface, it seemed like a reasonable comparison. After all, both then and now, people have come to America in search of a better life. But as Lahren pointed out, the immigration landscape of the 1800s was vastly different. It was largely unregulated, with vast stretches of land available for settlement and minimal restrictions. By contrast, today's system is a complicated web of laws, security concerns, and social welfare programs, making comparisons more complicated. For Hostin, the key issue was assimilation. She argued that cultural integration has always been a slow and gradual process. For Lahren, the real issue was that her family followed the rules, contributing to society without expecting handouts. This deep divide highlights the larger rift in how Americans view immigration, shaped by history, identity, and political ideology.
Provide them with DNA, 23andMe, because I cannot believe the detail on your background that they were able to get.
Well, I don't have to. She did all the research for me, so I'm sure my family is very...
But let's not be fooled. This debate wasn't just about policies. Hostin's personal dig turned the conversation into something even more intense and divisive. She wasn't simply challenging Lahren's ideas, she was questioning her integrity. Bringing up someone's family history to make a political point is bold, but Lahren wasn't rattled. She quickly flipped the script, joking about Hostin's amateur genealogist skills, using the moment to rally her supporters while staying composed under fire. The fallout from the exchange was swift and intense, with social media buzzing on both sides. Some saw Hostin's deep dive into Lahren's ancestry as a clever move to expose hypocrisy, while others viewed it as a desperate attempt to discredit her. Meanwhile, The View was caught in the middle, as Hostin's stance resonated with some viewers, but her personal attack raised questions about the tone of the show. Debates on the panel are often fiery, but turning someone's family tree into a battleground, that crosses a line between policy and personal.
I lost my job at a conservative network because I said I was pro-choice. That's a big no-no. It was a big no-no. You know, I offended the community. I went on The View and I said, just a point that a feeling that I've had for a long time, I'm very limited government. Like, that's just me. I'm not pro-abortion. I'm just very limited government. That's my perspective on a lot of things. And I lost my job at a conservative network for that.
How did you know you lost your job? Like, what did that look like? So you go on The View, you say this, and then what happened?
Then they told me, don't come back on Monday to do your show. You're suspended indefinitely. That's how it was.
Were you shocked? Were you like, oh, this makes sense?
No, I was shocked. And that's why the lawsuit ensued. I have a view that some conservatives still to this day take a real issue with, and they tell me I'm not a real conservative or this or that. It's on both.
As the dust settled, the focus eventually returned to the core issue, immigration policy. Lahren made it clear that her stance wasn't about rejecting immigrants, but rather about enforcing the rules. There's a clear distinction between legal immigrants who follow the system and those who cross the border illegally, she said, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a fair and orderly immigration process. Whether you agree with her or not, her ability to stay composed and articulate her point under such pressure shows why she's such a skilled debater. Hostin, for her part, defended her decision to bring up Lahren's ancestry, framing it as an attempt to highlight the complexities of immigration and how they evolved over time. However, by making the debate so personal, she inadvertently handed Lahren a victory, turning the attack into a rallying cry for her supporters. The entire exchange also forced the audience to confront the uncomfortable reality that when policy discussions shift into personal attacks, it becomes much harder to find common ground. At the heart of this debate lies a deeper cultural and political divide. On one side, those who see immigration as a cornerstone of America's identity and advocate for a compassionate approach, and on the other, those who push for strict enforcement and a merit-based system focused on self-reliance. But here's the irony. Both sides likely agree on more than they realize. Both Lahren and Hostin value the contributions immigrants have made to America. Both recognize the importance of assimilation, and in their own ways, both believe they are fighting for what's best for the country. But when things get heated, those shared values often get buried beneath the drama of live TV.
What about Joy saying, though, what are your skills? It's beyond research. It is personal. It is mean.
Well, of course, this is classical Joy Behar, but I would like to ask Joy Behar what her skills are, because perhaps we could swap stories. I know I watch Joy, and she seems like a highly skilled lady, but for her to attack me, that's really interesting. Those in glass houses should not...
In the end, this wasn't just a clash over policy. It was a reflection of how personal politics have become. When debates shift from discussing ideas to attacking people, everything feels more charged and personal. Whether you're on Team Lahren or Team Hostin, one thing's for sure: this debate is far from over. And if anything, it proves that daytime TV still knows how to deliver moments that get people talking, forcing us to question what's really at stake in these discussions. So what do you think? Is it fair game to bring someone's personal history into political debates, or did this one go too far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Catch you in the next one. Peace.